He looked her in the eye, no flowers, no fanfare, and simply said, "You calm me down." Not flashy, not scripted, but that moment it hit deeper than 100 grand gestures ever could, because when a younger man truly falls for an older woman, it doesn't come wrapped in roses or candlelight. It arrives quietly, sincerely, without pretense. It feels like truth. 13 simple words, so easy to overlook, yet carrying the weight of something real, and once you understand them, why he says them, what they reveal about his heart, you'll never again second-guess his intentions. If you've ever felt invisible because of your age, if you've ever wondered whether a man could truly see the woman you are, not just your smile, but your story, your strength, then stay with me, because you're about to hear the quiet language of real love. Before we dive deeper, let's be honest. Society has fed us a script. Men only want younger women. Older women are intimidating. If he's younger, he's not serious. You hear these messages enough, and they start to seep into you. You start to wonder, will someone ever choose? Be for me? But you're not imagining things when you feel hope-stirring, because science is starting to catch up with what many hearts have already known. In 2025, researchers at the University of California, Davis studied over 4,500 real-life blind dates. What they found was surprising. Both men and women showed only a slight preference for younger partners, and many younger men were deeply open to older women, not because of age, but because of what experience brings: presence, security, emotional depth. Not something a 20-something selfie can replicate. It's not about age, it's about how you make him feel. That calm, that clarity, that groundedness. You can't fake that. You can't filter it. You simply are it. And when a man feels it, he speaks it, not through grand declarations, but through small, potent words. Words that quietly say, "I see you." Let's walk through those words together, because chances are you've already heard one and didn't even realize what it meant. Safe. And this is where it all begins. Diane, 54, once told me, "After my divorce, I thought I was too complicated, too much. But then one evening, a younger man looked at me and said, 'When I'm with you, I feel like I can finally breathe.' I hadn't felt seen like that in years." That's what emotional safety sounds like. It means he doesn't have to wear the mask. He doesn't have to hide the scared or uncertain parts. He doesn't have to pretend to be strong all the time. With you, he's free to be fully human and fully accepted, smart, and not the kind that comes with degrees. It's reverence. When he says you're smart, he's saying, "I crave the way you think. I listen because you shift something inside me." Centered. You're his anchor in a spinning world. Maybe he's still building a career, still searching, but with you he finds stillness. One woman told me, "He said I was the reason he doesn't spiral when things get hard, that I hold space without trying to fix him." That's not small, that's life-changing, different, and not in a distant, confusing way. When he calls you different, he's telling you, "You're not like anyone else I've met. You're deeper, braver, real." I'm learning. Humility, wrapped in admiration. You're not just someone he dates, you're someone who shapes him quietly, powerfully, honest. And to him, honesty is safety. It means I can trust you with my heart. No games, no second-guessing, just truth, pure and grounding, peaceful. Not passion for its own sake, but peace. He may not have words for it, but when he's near you, his nervous system settles, his walls lower, and all he feels is peace. Present, in a world obsessed with elsewhere. You make him land here now. Your presence is not just attention, it's intimacy without needing words. I'll never forget how one evening we just sat together. No phones, no distractions, no rush to fill the silence. He wasn't half listening or looking past me. His focus was complete, effortless. It felt like time paused, like the rest of the world faded away, and it was just us. That's presence, and that's a rare kind of love. Enough. A simple word that shatters years of striving. You don't have to impress me, you're enough as you are in this moment, with no need to be anything more. Real. He's tired of filters. When he calls you real, he's not craving performance. He's craving the honesty he finds in your presence. Comfortable. With you, love isn't something he earns. It's something he experiences freely, tenderly, fully, strong. He sees the way you carry your history, not hardened, but tender still, loving anyway. Strength like that, it's magnetic. Home. And this? This is the deepest truth of all. When he says you feel like home, he's telling you, you are my peace, my sanctuary, my truth. And now that you've heard them, these quiet, powerful words he says when he's truly falling, let's take a moment. Because they may sound simple, but they hold emotional weight you cannot measure. These 13 words aren't said casually, and when you hear them, believe them. Which of these words have you heard? Which one made your heart pause? Share your heart in the comments. You might just remind another woman she's not alone, because sometimes the quietest words carry the loudest love. So what comes next? Let's slow down, breathe. Because for many of us, especially those over 50, moments like these can feel unfamiliar, almost too soft to trust. We were taught to chase grand gestures, rings, fireworks, but sometimes real love doesn't arrive with trumpets. It arrives quietly, steadily, whispering, you are seen, you are safe, you are loved. If you've ever asked, does he really mean it? The answer is simple, yes, he does. Words like these don't happen by accident. They arrive slowly, quietly, built over time. They come from the kind of emotional safety where he knows, he can show up as he is without being judged, like when he shares something vulnerable and you don't try to fix it, you just listen, and he exhales. The next time he says something quiet, but your heart feels it louder than anything else, don't rush. Past it, pause, reflect, let it land. Maybe it's I feel calmer with you. Maybe it's you're real. Maybe it's just a long, peaceful gaze across a crowded room. Whatever it is, recognize that moment for what it is, a window into his heart, an invitation into love. And if you're still waiting for that quiet kind of love, don't lose heart. Sometimes the most lasting loves come gently and later, because real connection doesn't fade with time. It deepens, it sharpens, it becomes even more meaningful the longer you've waited for it. If this message touched something in you, share it with a friend who needs this reminder, like if you're ready to welcome love that's quiet, real, and lasting. Subscribe if you believe your story is still unfolding and the best chapters are yet to come. You're not past your prime. You're just stepping into your power. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been surprised by a quiet, powerful compliment? What did it mean to you? Share your story in the comments. Let's rise together, because when women share their wisdom, we don't just change our own stories, we change the world.